Hello, bonjour, bienvenidos, benvenuti. Welcome to the Music Polyglot channel. Today we are going to have a look at Ban All the Music. We're going to be playing Dom Craik's part. So you know that the track has two guitars, right? We're going to be having a look at one of those guitar parts so that you can play it exactly like it sounds on the record. Let's do that in a close-up. Let's begin by talking about the tuning. This is standard tuning, apart from the fact that your fifth string, which would normally be an A, needs to be tuned down one tone to G. Everything else is standard. So from low to high, you have E, G, D, G, B, and E. So this song is written around three main riffs. The first one is the one that we have around the intro and verse, which is the first one we'll learn. Let me play it for you once so that you can see what's going on. 3, 4. Slow. Slower. Okay, so as you could probably tell, this is all played on the now open G string, i.e. the fifth string, right? We're only playing that string, and we are toggling between our 10th fret and the open string. Those are the mostly the two notes that we'll play. At the end, we'll go up to the 12th fret, but I'll show you that in detail. There's several ways of thinking about this little riff, and especially kind of the how many times you play the high note, how many times you play the low note, etc., etc. The first consideration to bear in mind is that on our right hand, this is played as alternate picking, which means that you're always going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If you listen to the track, you can clearly hear that that's the way it's being played. And if you actually watch some live videos, you can clearly see Tom Craik going like that all the time when he's playing that riff. And you can definitely tell the difference when you hear it. So my advice would be play this as alternate picking. Now, we're going to start from that premise that we're going to be alternating here. Now, this rhythm is based around 16th notes or semiquavers. What that means is that on every beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 4 notes. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a down, up, 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 down, up. Okay, that's the basic premise around alternate picking when you have semiquavers involved. Now, this riff starts off with your index on the 10th fret once, and then twice with the open G. And this is going to be the main figure, i.e. once on the 10th fret and twice on the open G. And if you're careful about the picking, you're going to be going down, up, down. Now this 3-note figure is going to be played 4 times, i.e. and then again, and then again, and again. Okay, so that 3-note figure is played 4 times, obviously without a gap, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. What you have to be really careful about here is to get the correct direction of the strum. Because this is a 3-note figure that's going over 4 16th notes, right? We have that odd grouping that kind of travels through the beats. And that means that we're going to have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? Once your 3-note figure, your 10th fret, is going to be played as a downstroke, but then the next time it's going to be an upstroke, the next time is going to be a down, and then the one after that is going to be an up again. Having said that though, if you're having trouble with the 3-note grouping, etc., etc., you can also play this as all downs. It's not too fast to play as all downs. You'll notice that it might sound slightly different, but it works, so you can call that your plan B. So we set this figure 4 times, and at the end you have 1 on the 10th open and 2nd on the 10th open. Just that alternation between 10th open, 10th open. So you can think about this as your 3-note figure 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, alternation. And again. So that's the first bar. On the second bar, you do your figure only twice. 1, 2, you play 1 alternation, and then up to the 12th fret. And you're playing 3E and 4E and i.e. 4 semiquavers of 16th notes on each. So that second bar was 1, 2, alternation, 3, right, 12th fret, and then 10th. Both bars together, 1, 2, 3, 4, alternation, 1, 2, alternation, 12, 10. One thing that I find that really helps is if you can follow the music that you have here on the screen. Look, you don't even need to know what the notes are, but you can definitely tell how there's one high one and one low one, right? So just by looking at that, you can tell, which one you should play next, whether it's the high one or the low one. And if you follow that, high, low, low, high, low, low, high, low, low, high, low, low, high, low, high, low, etc., etc., and you repeat it enough times, you'll memorize it a lot quicker. Let's move on. Let me play you that chorus, which will break up into 2. I'll first play you the riff, and then we'll look at the chords. So it goes 3, 4... Okay, so we have some octaves. So we're going to be on the 3rd fret, that's a G, and your octave is going to be 2 strings below on the D string 5th fret. And you're going to be going 1 and a 2. So down, down, up, down, 1 and a 2, and on the and of 2, you're going to be moving down to an F, and the figure is the same. So you can tell that it's the same figure, right? So one's the low octave, then 3 times the high octave. And in both cases, on the G and on the F, you're going down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, right? We're still sticking to this alternation. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a down, up, 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 down, up. So after that F, you go down 1 semitone or 1 fret further down. Now you're hitting the open E, right? And your octave is going to be in the 2nd fret of the D string. Now here, you have to be careful not to hit the fifth string, and also not to let the low E ring out like that. So we have to stop it, and you can use your thumb, kind of break the rules and come all the way up and make sure that you use your thumb to dampen that low E string as you play the high octave. So 3 chords together would be 3, 4. Okay, did you catch what happened at the end there? Yes, you play the E twice. And then you play 4 open low E strings, 3E and then 4 times on the first fret on the 4th beat, 4E and So all together again, 1, twice on the E, open E, and again. E and 4E and Let's move on to the second half of that chorus where you play these chords. Okay, so finally some easy rhythm. We're just going all downs, and as you can tell by the diagrams, but as you can tell by the tabs, we're playing that A minor shape, right? On the 6th fret, it's like as if we were playing a D minor barre, but you really only want the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. So that's the first chord, 1 and 2 and. Then you have a C major inversion, which is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, all on the 5th fret. So you can use a partial barre for this, right? Remember that you only really want to strum the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, so you don't want to be strumming the high E string or the bottom 2. And here again, this is 3 and 4 and, all downs. Then you drop down to a major shape. This is a G major shape, right? Again, it's as if you were playing your major bar chord, but you're only keeping the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. But to be efficient, you actually fret them with the ring finger, the middle, and the index. And you go 1 and 2 and of the next bar. And finally, you play a B flat major in exactly the same way as you played the C, i.e. you partially bar the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings on the 3rd fret this time. Right? So if you pay attention to the studio version of this track, you'll notice that in the chorus there's a guitar that's tuned to a drop D tuning, and you can hear it playing some power chords and some really tasty additions to those chords in the chorus. When they play it live, they don't seem to tune down. And especially because we're playing Dom Craik's part, he doesn't tune down. You can see that on every live performance that you'll see on here. So a couple of tips on this. For the very first chord, that D minor, I suggest that you actually fret that with your middle ring and pinky, leaving the index free, so that after you've played that D minor chord, 1 and, your index is free to go. They come down to the G. And my second tip is also use your thumb to dampen the low E string, because you'll be probably using some distortion, right? That low E string might produce some noise, so you can dampen it by, sticking your thumb up there. Remember that you can download the tabs to this song and to every song on the channel from the Patreon page. Description. Okay, so the bridge is one of those sections that is generally different when they play it live. They kind of go on extended riffing, and very often they come up with really cool extra riffs derived from the main riffs in the tune, right? But it's different, or at least somewhat different, probably every time. So we are going to base ourselves on what happens on the original record. You know that you have 2 guitars, and in the studio version maybe 3. So at least one of those guitars, what happens in the bridge is that it's going to come up to the 5th fret of your D string, right? And it's going to stay there, just playing all 16th notes for 8 bars. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a down, up, 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 down, up. Right, you're going to have some distortion, so that's going to create some noise. You can control the dynamics by playing more loudly and less loudly, you know, to make some harmonics come up, etc., etc. There's another guitar that's playing a low G, I think, and there's another guitar, there's a third guitar that's playing something else on top. Okay, you can play any of those 3 options, really, and stick to that throughout the 8 bars in the bridge. Then you move back to the chorus riff, which is played on its own without the vocals, and then a proper chorus where the singing comes in to close the song. But perhaps the only little thing that we should look at is the ending proper. How, because the riff is played slightly differently at the very end. So you have, after the chords, right? All right, a bit of a breakdown. So the G, F, E, twice, 3 E and a, and then finally a down up, 3 E and a on that E. That's the 2nd fret of the D string. Last time. So there we have it. If the video was useful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you for staying till the end and see you next time. Hasta la próxima, arrivederci, au revoir.